has the wide and the no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Oh no, it's retarded, Gary.
They
Yay.
can build them faster, stronger. The six
And
dollar and a
dumber.
half man. Does that mean he's a $6 half man or $6.50 man? What a weird
650.
way of phrasing it, I said. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Yeah, cowbell. Ta-da! Starting Monday, we will go back to doing movies while I draw. It'll be called Drink and Draw and a movie. And we're going to be doing Damnation Alley on Monday.
Oh, so
Ooh.
we have to watch that tomorrow.
A fun look. I liked that film back in '77. I was still 12. I didn't turn 13 yet, and but that was where I saw the trailer for Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Film.
Cool.
And I liked the film a lot when I was a kid. I saw it as an adult, and I'm like, I see so many things wrong with this movie, but I still love it. And oddly, come to find out, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. There's a reason that it was kind of good, despite being a bad movie.
Mhm.
Bad movies that are still good. So we'll be talking about that on Monday. That'll be fun. Fun. Do you want me to say what happened, Mike, or you want to keep that private?
Now go for it. My life is an open book.
I mean, you
that
put it on
way.
Facebook, so
He began
Well, yeah,
his surgical journey to becoming a woman.
Jesus,
Uh,
fuck off, Gary.
now he
I am the belle of summer.
look, man. I've been fired from jobs, and I can tell you that every single major job I got fired from, it's because of my fucking mouth. And later I would go, ha, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Well, I got you beaten. Not only have I ruined my life by saying the thing that you shouldn't be saying in the middle of the negotiation, I have even lost jobs interviews because of my big mouth.
Oh my God. I went to a job interview back in 2014 for a medical job,
Oh yeah.
working in a clinic. It wasn't going to be doing medical stuff, it would be medical records. And it was something I knew how to
Right.
do. And interview was just, I was nailing it, nailing it. And my dad kept
Yeah,
calling me on my
been there.
mobile phone. I had a flip phone. I think this is actually 2012. It's 2012. And because Zoe and I were living on Elm Street at the time. And so, yeah, that was 2012. And oh my God, my dad kept calling me, and I didn't know how to turn off the fucking ringer on my flip phone.
Mm.
And I just kept hitting and calling it. I lost my place during the interview. I'd been killing it, killing it, killing it. And then my dad killed the job, and I got out to the car, and I sat there, and then he called me again, and I went, Dad, if I don't pick up, stop calling me. Just leave a message, and I'll call you back. And he started to say something. I said, No, listen, Dad. I have this new phone, and I don't know how to turn off the ringer on it. And you just cost me a fucking job. I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
How the fuck am I supposed to know? How about just not incessantly calling me when I don't answer?
Some people just
Yeah.
don't have the feeling for that. They just try again and again and again, and it's annoying as fuck. That's the reason why I'm not picking up. Try again.
Well,
next
there's
time.
a period of time where I didn't even take his calls.
Oh yeah, I've been
This
there.
was when he started to show signs of the dementia. So yeah, because that would have been '08. That would have been '08, not 2012. That would have '08 because we lived on Elm Street for years. Zoe and I did. I tried to not move around a lot while I was raising her. I wanted her to be stable and stay in one school because I didn't
Right.
want her to get the shit that I ran into. I was in 13 different school systems by the time I was 8.
Well, you
I'd only
need your
been in
kid to be
school,
able to establish
officially in
friendships.
school for 2 years, kindergarten 3 years, but 3 years of school, 13 different school systems. Not
That's
different
just messed
schools,
up.
systems, because of my mother. And so I didn't want that because my dad gave me stability when he kidnapped me. All as bad as that was, what he did, he gave me stability. I stayed in one school.
There you
I
go.
had the same friends from the age 8 through to today. They're still my friends, the ones that aren't dead.
Kids need that. I mean, it sucks enough when you transfer classes within the same school and you don't have all the classes with the people that you're used to anymore. I can't imagine having to
Absolutely. I
move
see
around.
Wade here, and I
Yes.
see, oh, Snorty is here. What's up, Snorty?
Hey, Snort.
Hey, Snow.
Not. So Mike got shit canned, really in just a terrible way, because they were worried about him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
That's
to
what
take
they
care of a
say.
family. How about you worry about paying me on time? That's the only thing you need to worry about. And if
Right.
I'm not doing my job, so
Exactly.
I feel bad for you, Mikey. That's just fucking awful.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say any names here because I just don't do that. I'm not slimy like some people. Already attacking him and mocking him for losing his job on the YouTubes and Twitter sphere, and I'm like, that's not cool, man. It's not cool.
You
No,
don't
I've
kick
never liked
someone
that.
who's already on the ground. Come on, people.
Well, exactly right. But yeah, whatever. It's
But listen, some people are so small, they need that.
Yeah.
Well,
precisely.
those
right?
people. We'll just I'll grace on this and then we'll move on. Is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that there are some people who the only way they can build themselves up is by tearing other people down.
Yep.
Thanks, Snort.
And Snorty's a good dude. All the people that watch
Appreciate
this
you, bud.
show religiously are good people. We tend to draw a specific kind of crowd, and
And we are family here.
yeah, we treat everybody like your family. Give a shit about you guys.
Well, I don't know if Snort is a good dude, but I know that he's an awesome polar bear.
That's right. Don't be racist,
Exactly.
Gerry. He's a polar bear, not a dude.
OBS, there we go. I'm switching over. Oh, it's not on yet. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I always forget to
It
turn
always
it on.
takes a minute. Don't worry.
No, I always forget to turn it on. There
Are
we
you going
go.
to draw
That's what
something
she
new,
said.
Mike?
Yeah, I'm gonna get back on the horse as soon as I position my camera in such a. Yeah,
That's the spirit, man.
yeah, I know. Just do it. Just do it.
Do it, man. Do it. Do it.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Martin, that's your cue. Where are the Arnold noises?
Ah,
Thank you.
I can ink
No,
this
Martin does
page.
it best.
no.
I have 3
Mike is-
pages that need to be finished here.
Right on.
This one, or this one. Which one do you want me to do? This one, or this one?
This one, the last one.
This one.
Yeah, sure.
So my middle sister, who I met today, because she's my sister on my father's side, she's a designer, and she moved to Germany, so it was exciting to hang out with her today. When she asked me, what does Gerry do as like a job? I told her, and she got all excited. So I showed her the last pages that he sent me, and she's like, "Oh, that's dark. Is he always drawing dark shit like that?" So I told her the story. And
Well,
she
yeah,
isn't
he
into
was
military shit at
convicted
all.
of murder.
Shut
and
up!
so-
I'm speaking. Shut up. So I told her the basic storyline of the comic, and she's not into military stuff or anything, but she likes her vigilante stories. So she's like, "Ooh, nice. Can I see more?" But I didn't have more on my phone, so I'll share that book with her once I have it. So she might purchase it because she totally likes Gerry's style,
Ooh.
Mhm.
and her style is completely different. It's not like bold lines and black and white. Her style is very delicate. Similar to Zoe's, but not as abstract.
You see, Snort is backing me up here.
Yeah. There you go,
I'm not a
Gerry.
good. I'm a
bear.
bear.
You're a bear too. You should recognize a fellow bear. Jesus. Well, that's because you're brown Yeti bear and Snorts is white. You're being so racist today. And fun fact, polar bears have black skin. Their fur just appears white because it's actually see-through and the light makes it appear white.
True.
Facts that nobody needs to know, but they get stuck in my brain.
You see, they came from Africa thousands of years ago.
Baby
You're talking
came
about
from
people now.
They were the first settlers, those bears, and then became polar
Baby
bears.
from Africa.
Oh no, you made Gerry sing. We're doomed.
That's a good song, though. Fucking Hollow Notes, man.
Okay. Do I know them?
Bum, bum, bum.
No,
Really?
seriously.
Look at that face.
I have bad memory, so if Gerry introduced me to shit, I have to ask him, do I know them? And he will let me know. He's my brain when it comes to that.
Brainy.
Hollow Notes. They did songs like She's a Man Eater.
Oh, wait, yeah, I know them then. I know that one. Oh, look at that. My
Kiss
cat
on My
knows the
List.
show's name, I think, because she was just drinking water and she rarely drinks. But we're doing drink and draw, so she just took a sip.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
always
well,
has a glass
fuck
of
you
water
too,
there.
Cat.
Cat here, hop on. Are you too lazy again? There you go.
Yes.
My belly is full. I can't jump. I fed her a little late, so I hope she doesn't go into her usual routine. Because usually she eats, then she goes to the toilet and she's like, yeah, I refueled, I dumped the trash, I'm a rocket now. And then she's just zooming through the apartment for 5 minutes. And I'm like, girl, you're turning 14 in 4 weeks. Stop behaving like a kitten. You're not a kitten anymore, but I guess I have a 14-year-old kitten on dog software. Some weird shit like that.
It's because you spoiled her.
No, she was born that way.
Oh, I forgot. I got to turn on smoothing. Smoothing.
What's that do?
Allows me to do that. Because my hand shakes so bad sometimes, I have to turn on smoothing. That's this thing right here. See my arrow is pointing?
Smooth.
And then I go up here and I decide how smooth I want it to be. Sometimes I go as high as 45. But when I'm drawing like this, I tend to keep it around 36. Right there. And it keeps my pen smoother while I'm doodling.
Doodling.
Oh, Snorty says polar bears are descended from a female Irish bear. Okay. Interesting.
An Irish bear. Well, you have a
Female
small
Irish
dick?
bear. Female. No dick. Sorry to disappoint you.
A leprechaun bear.
Oh, she was just a wee bear.
That's right. Size of a teddy bear was there, don't you know?
How does that work though? I mean, did she poop out some seeds and then just put them in the soil and then polar bears? came out or something. There's something in Greek mythology about tossing stones behind you and then Titans come. Something.
Yes. What was it? Something about after a flood. Was it one of the Titans started sowing rocks or pebbles around, and from there the human race came about?
I don't know, man. It's been a while since I've read Greek mythology.
Yeah.
I have a great book. It's written by a German author. He's called Köhlmeier. It's based on Greek mythology, but he tells it in a fun way. It's hilarious.
Oh.
He tells the actual stories, but he tells them like the comedian he is. I love him, man. Whatever he writes is just so funny to read. And it's shit like, it's books that you can take to the beach for a light read, but you can also just spend a sick day in bed just going from page 1 to the end. They're good and entertaining.
What I like is listening to guys like Billy Connolly telling stories. And he has this great story where Liam Neeson visited him. Do you know the story, guys?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, Liam was supposed to be working on a film in Scotland. Might have been Rob Roy, and he thought he'd go visit Billy Connolly, and he's going through this village, and he hears this sound under his vehicle, a thump, 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 thump sound, and he gets out, and he sees this cat on the side of the road struggling. And he walks over to the cat and puts it down to put it out of its misery, because it's making all sorts of gnarly noise and just rolling around in the gutter. And this woman came out of her house yelling at him, "You murdered my cat. What'd you do that for?" And he says, "Well, I'm sorry, I was driving and I hit your cat." And I went, "No, you never hit my cat." And he's like, "Lady, I know what happened. I was here, And finally, a constable pulls up and is like, "So what's going on here, lad?" And he says, "Well, I was driving through and I heard something under my car, and I got out and I found this cat laying in the gutter, and I put it out of its misery." And this isn't a joke. This is a true story. He says, the police officer says, "Well, what's that on the front of your car?"
Oh my God!
Jesus.
Wow.
Said that he had killed a cat with his car, but that was another cat in the ditch that he fucking just murdered.
Oh my God!
And he was so upset telling this story to Billy Connolly. And telling this story to Billy Connolly, and Billy's fucking losing his fucking mind, laughing.
Well,
and he's like, because he couldn't understand, what are you laughing
here's
at?
what
He
Bill
goes,
thinks about that.
"Oh, I don't care. All Scotsmen hate anybody doing a Scottish accent other than somebody from Scotland."
Is Bill a Scotsman?
My favorite is
all I know is from the UK, but
is my old partner Paul Reynolds. He's when he was a teenager. Someone says, "Do you like Star Trek?" And he goes, "Yeah, but I don't understand who that guy from Pakistan is." They keep calling him Scotty, but he's clearly got an accent from Pakistan. He's a Paki.
That's messed up.
Oh, crap.
Oh, Zoe had such a crush on him, Paul. That was funny. By the way, I did bring it up to her this week if she would ever draw on camera to kind of allude to the fact of getting her to do something like this. Not come on camera, but maybe join us on the show by just drawing. So I'd love to see her drawing on camera.
I hope she says yes, but I can totally see why she doesn't want to.
Which, by the way, it looks like she has POTS, that condition, POTS. You can look it
What
up.
is that?
It's what's apparently they think is what's causing her fainting spells.
Oh. Oh, that's right. She went to the doctor this week.
So it's pretty common for women to get that.
I've never heard of that.
Neither have I.
Well, I'm looking it up. Oh.
Pretty common for women. It's hormonal.
That's
in-
when you
in
get
nature.
like tachycardic.
You get tachycardia, you get lightheaded, you fainting spells, shit like that. And it's
You know what?
usually controlled by diet
I might have that too.
and just one more weird thing about you. I accept it.
That
It'll
sounds
teach
very
me to-
familiar. The description of these symptoms, yeah. I always thought it comes with messed up eating and the low blood pressure.
Well,
Because-
she becomes. What's happening is, like when she went from sitting to standing while they're doing a pulse ox on her, her heartbeat changed by 40 beats,
Oh,
and that's when the doctor says, "I think that's what's going on here." I worry about that kid.
I don't get that from standing up, but when I pick something up from the floor and stand up quickly because I don't have time, I always get tunnel vision for a moment. So Bill wants to know, have we seen the Tron Ares trailer? Whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's
that's-
basically
Yeah.
Terminator 2 mixed with Alita Battle Angel.
I have not seen that. No.
that assessment is not for Tron, it's for Megan 2.0.
Oh, okay.
What I have watched the trailers to this week, really tickling. Primeval, is that it? Or Prime War, whatever they call it. It's Vietnam. Guys go on a scout mission to find a missing special forces team and meet dinosaurs in one of the valleys there in Vietnam. It
Yeah.
looks
And I don't know what to
really
think about
good.
that one.
That
It
is
looks
that is-
good.
that movie is Skull Island ripoff.
That's really what it is. And I'm
But-
fine with it because it looks
Yeah.
like fun.
Yeah. That was my next point. Yes, it's a ripoff. Who cares? Looks awesome.
It looks awesome. I was so tickled with that fucking trailer. And it's got Jeremy Piven in it, man. I fucking love Jeremy Piven. Absolutely. The other one I like is Neighborhood Watch with Jack Quaid and the guy that played the comedian in the live action.
Oh,
Watchmen.
yeah.
Gary, you
And
know
I
what to do.
basically said the guy reminds me of Don Ecker. Like he's like, do you think you could try the neighbor on the other side of your house instead of this one? You know, because his neighbor Jack Quaid is clearly schizophrenic. He's got mental illness. I think it's schizophrenia, and he sees like shit under his skin, and he thinks
Ugh.
he sees a woman being kidnapped in the back of an old white Scooby-Doo Rappy van. Rappy, if you pronounce Rappy differently.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Rape.
Rape.
Gary, I
So-
think you need to swap accessories here for a moment because Ostains is
What?
here.
Who is?
Ostains.
John.
Same.
Oh, my head's too itchy from yesterday, man. But I will do a hand puppet with it.
Oh, that's scary. Put it down. Put it away. Shoot that thing. Burn it with fire.
No, do it.
Oh. It scratches my scalp.
Fortunately,
Yeah, someone's
I
got to
got
do a
ears.
nice fucking tip for me to put that thing on today. I already had it on yesterday for him.
For free. You're so cheap, Gary.
What?
Oh,
Go fuck yourself.
He's thrifty.
Not my job.
Eat shit. I remember
What's that?
somebody when I was in high school says, "Why don't you go eat shit and die?" I said, "No. It's better if they live after eating it."
Yeah,
Eh.
let them suffer.
What is Jurassic World chaos theory?
It's a TV
What's
show.
Jurassic? What? I didn't hear what you said.
The stuff that Bill Barclay is watching.
Oh, what did he say?
By the way, I'm catching up with Jurassic World Chaos Theory
Oh,
season
yeah, I'm not-
3.
It looks good. Don't get me wrong. It looks good, but it's not my kind of show. If I was still a dad, full-time dad with a kid, I'd probably watch that thing.
Oh, it's a CGI series. Yeah, no, I'm not interested in that either.
Yeah,
I have no trouble with shows like that at all. I enjoy them, but I got to have a reason to watch.
I
don't
abandoned
have
that
one.
I abandoned that franchise.
Really? What
Oh.
What was your problem with it? What was your beef, man? What was your beef?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Well,
I
the
mean, I
first
did
movie,
ask you.
the first movie was okay. Everybody, I can understand the relevance of the technical improvement that it brought to the industry. I saw the movie. I enjoyed the action. I did not enjoy the lack of blood. Uh, then I read the book, and I hated the movie forever because the the book is a discussion of many topics, ranging from ethics to law and many other things in between. And the movie is just run, we're gonna be eaten. What the fuck? What an excellent way to distill down a good idea into just action, which is, by the way, what Spielberg does all the time. He take a great story and takes out all the story elements and boils it down to just action.
Huh. I never realized how whiny you are.
You have no idea, my man. Then came the second movie. The second book is absolutely better than the first one, and the first one is very good at that. And he destroyed that book in that movie. Uh, then came out the third one. I don't know why, and so on and so forth. And we have that movie with, oh, I make velociraptors trained to kill people that I have to point out at them with a pointer that looks like a rifle.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like
Motherfucker,
that's
use a
not how
rifle.
That's not how laser targeting works. I remember seeing that going, "This is fucking stupid. That is not how that works.
And
You don't
and if
point
you're
a
ready,
laser and then walk away. No, you got to keep it painted."
no. That okay. That is with the smart bombs and shit. No, it's not the same with the animal. The pointer is to say to the animal, that is the guy that you have to disembowel. So the animal doesn't need the target to be painted all the time. But why are you going to do that? You have the target on your side. Just shoot him. Why are you going to spend millions in buying a fucking Velociraptor that is going to be traced?
Shoot her.
Wait, is snitching on you,
Rant.
Martin.
This rant has been brought to you by Quickie Loans.
Yeah.
And then in the last movie, Jurassic Park, the problem are not dinosaurs, are giant crickets. Motherfucker.
Yeah, I know,
No.
right? God. Like, really?
Oh, well, Bill, being closer to the book and to the book Running Man that the Arnie movie is not that hard because the movie is near close that story. I still like it because it's Arnie, okay? But then
What's
I
not to
bought the
like?
book.
Even I like him now.
Yes. Then
What
I
are we
bought the
talking
book,
about now? Wait, what?
Running Man. They are remaking. Well, they are readaptating the
Oh,
book. The Running Man.
what I like is they're actually doing the book.
Yes. However, still, Glenn Powell is too likable and too muscular to be that character, because Ben Richard was a skanky son of a bitch. There's no other way to put it.
Oh, Martin, get the
Yeah.
video ready because Zax is here.
Oh,
Hey, Zax.
Zax.
Kyle.
How you doing, buddy?
there we go.
Hope you had a good week.
I hope y'all are having a good Saturday. All of you.
So nice to see you here, Kai. So cool.
I survived a week, so from now on it's going to get better.
Okay. Mike, I'm gonna bring you to the forefront for a moment because you
No!
have.
No, don't do it. Not ready.
Why?
Okay.
Did you forget your
says he
pants?
really
Don't
likes.
worry. Oh, that
Yeah,
does look good.
You keep snorting, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
I like that.
I'm a snorter.
It's like he sounds
Oh.
like a panther when he like purrs or something.
No,
That's
he
that
snort
noise.
laughs, and I like that. See?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See there. Do it on command. Do it. I want to hear you snort.
I
Come
don't
on,
have
do
to
it.
command you. I can just make you. It's one of my
Oh,
superpowers.
look at
Ooh.
that.
Oh my.
I'm a witch.
let's
Didn't you
see.
know that?
I have my.
I have no comment one way or another.
I have.
Good answer.
I have my
Good
piece.
answer.
I have my piece to say about Tronaris.
Evil woman. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Evil
Hey, welcome, Michael Brett.
Woman.
Yeah, I've never seen you here before. I hope you're good, but having a
I
good time here.
think that's his first time here. So welcome.
Who?
Michael Brent. And you,
Oh.
Michael
you
Brent.
would-
Michael Brent.
Who's the question directed to? There's multiple artists here.
Okay.
I think everyone who draws.
Yes.
Oh, the
Yeah,
answer is
Planet
no.
of Freakazoid.
Mm.
I've drawn a lot of characters for commissions over the years. My favorite stuff is like I love getting Star Trek and Doctor Who commissions.
Freakazoid.
I think one of the coolest comic book ones I ever got was Hellboy.
Ooh.
I really
Nice.
enjoyed drawing that character. And then as I was drawing, I had some asshole walk up to me. Goes, Mike Mignola, he used to be a good artist. Now he's just garbage. He's garbage. He doesn't even try anymore. He's like, and I'm like, why are you talking to me? Like, who are you? Like, why are you talking to me about this? And he goes, well, you're drawing Hellboy. And I went, yeah, but I'm not drawing it like Mike Mignola. I'm doing my own version of it.
Yeah.
This guy. And he
That's the whole
goes,
point.
well, you're drawing a character created by Mike Mignola. So, and I went, look, man, I know Mike Mignola. And I think he's as good an artist today as he was then. All I got to ask you is, what the fuck have you done?
Yeah, right. You just
What have you
shut 'em
ever
up that way.
created?
Yeah.
Oh, you got all these people that are so fucking negative, and they got something to say about every fucking thing in the world, and they're people who, you know, they've never done anything, and it's like, look, man, I get it if you don't like a comic book or a comic artist style, but don't fucking
Right.
dog them, man. Jesus Christ, that's
No,
their fucking
exactly.
livelihood.
Come back to me when you've created something original. You know, it's stupid. It's just really stupid.
Well, you get it a lot.
Well, yeah.
And
But and it's not you know what? And at times it's not easy to come up with something original. Sometimes it'll just pop in your head like that, and it's like, oh, you know what? That's different. Other times you gotta rack your brain. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. At least that's what it is for me. You know, like
I've
now,
always like wondered if somebody would ever dog my style when I was drawing, and nobody's ever done that to me in public.
oh yeah.
The only thing that's ever pissed me off, and Anima knows what it is, when somebody
Oh,
picked up one of my
yeah.
books and just started
And
flipping
slip
through it.
through. Yeah.
And I'm like, man, each one of those pages took me fucking hours to draw. Some of those panels took an hour or two by themselves because there's so much going on in them. And you fucking flip through it like it's nothing. Oh, and I try not to let it bug me, but it does. It just fucking
Well,
bugs me.
I was never interested in comics because I wasn't really allowed them as a kid, so I never got into it. But boy, ever since Gerry let me watch him draw, I have a different way of looking at them because now I know how much time goes into that shit. I had no idea. I knew it was time consuming, but not that time consuming. So I have a whole new respect for that.
Fucking Snorty goes, I created a new smell.
Oh, the walrus.
No comment. And Bill, no. I can't draw to save my life. I'm not even going to attempt that.
So who is the new person? What was his name?
Michael Brent.
I'm trying to find his
Hey,
question
I think
again.
it was Michael. There.
Yes, Michael Brent.
Michael Brents. Good meeting you, man.
Yeah, dude.
Or I don't know what Freakazoid is. Is
What?
that a cartoon show?
What? You
Yes,
know?
It was a
You know Freakazoid?
it was a WB animation, you know, kind of like along the lines of Animaniacs
Oh
and stuff like
shit!
that.
Yes. I remember this guy with the fucking
Yeah.
crazy, Bride of Frankenstein hair. Yeah, with the lightning thing. Yeah. God, that goes back.
Yeah.
I remember who it is now.
I fucking love the Freakazoid, man.
You would.
Oh yeah.
Evil woman. I got that song stuck in my fucking head now.
No.
Hey,
right now
no,
I'm just
please.
trying to
Scary
have-
place. I would not want to be stuck there
Where?
in your head.
Oh.
Hi, Hidden Place.
hello.
Lurkeration.
I'm just
First-
trying to come up with a look.
Hey, Ralphie boy, first you gotta address the ball. Hello, ball.
Where the fuck is that from?
I don't know if any. It's an old honeymooners gag.
Okay.
Bill, that is precisely the thing I dislike most. I mean, keep Tron in the cyberverse. Don't bring that to the real world.
Yeah. That's just getting ridiculous now.
What's that?
But I understand it's
Oh,
way
Tron
cheaper-
Ares.
It's way cheaper to shot the film in the real world.
Well, yeah. It's got Jared Leto in it now, and I guess the digital world has made its way to the real world now.
We have a movie,
Is this a
Tron
movie?
movie
Yeah,
with
Tron
Tron
Ares.
in the name.
Well, yeah,
What-
they did that in the last film because she left the
Yeah,
that
at
realm.
the end, that
Yeah.
was
It was okay. I thought it was a good film.
I thought it was
no,
all right.
I love the movie, but I would prefer Cora to be on her own world.
They
But,
fell in love, man. Shit happens.
Yeah.
I think he fell
Stop
in love.
dissing people for love, man. Just because you're fucking miserable.
Ah, so now I'm gonna ignore you. Now we have a
Sounds like a healthy
movie.
method, Martin.
We have
Gary.
a
Maybe.
Tron movie with the name Tron in the title, but there is no fucking Tron in the whole movie.
Yeah, I know, right? That's
There's
that's
no
what's-
what?
That's
Because
what's
that makes total
Tron
sense.
is not in the
Yeah.
movie. Bruce is not acting in the movie. It's so
right. That's what's the one thing that's always bugged me about these movies, right? You know, Tron, right? And Tron is like the security program, which is Bruce Boxleger. And it's like, but the focus is not on Tron. So what the hell's
So
the point
why
of
have
calling
the
it
name
Tron?
Tron? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
well. At least Tron was in the movie, and he became Tron again in his last moment.
Yeah, wow.
Which, by the way, I don't think Tron is dead. Tron is dead because his lights didn't went off. Instead, they changed
Exactly.
color and intensity. He's alive. Uh,
Tron lives.
but in this one, how is called Tron without Tron?
Right?
And Sam and Quora are not to be found either.
Because reasons, duh. You don't need to know how to write to be a writer these days.
And the other
Oh,
thing is,
right.
just like think about the zombie movies. There's always, oh, the zombies took over the world. Bitch, do you know how many weapons are in the world? It would be something like the Shaun of the Dead. Yes, the first 3 days is, oh my god, we're fucked. But then the military took charge and wipe out all the zombies and blah blah blah. That is what would happen in reality. And then it's the same thing with the Tron. They go, oh, if the guys from the cyberverse come from to the real world, they're gonna fuck us up. No, we have more weapons and better ones at that.
Yeah, right.
Their vehicles are too slow compared to ours. No, they're fucked.
It's like maybe EMP would be able to defeat these bad guys. It kind of would make sense. But no. We have to make the
That's
military
another.
look incompetent or something.
Hey, this one's for Bill Barkley.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the middle of the film.
Yes.
Oh, no. I like
And
that. It's goofy.
and the worst thing is this. Two stories made me become a programmer. One was Tron, and the second one was the Terminator. So Tron has been a cherished IP in my life always,
Yeah.
and my utmost joy became true when I went to the cinemas to see Tron Legacy with the wife and the 4 kids, and the little one. She became enamored with the whole mythos of Tron. So I was like, my eyes were sweating seeing that. Oh, my little girl, she likes Tron too, and I love Tron Legacy with all its shortcomings. I don't care. I love that movie.
Yeah. No, same here.
And being in a position now in which I don't know if I'm gonna like the next Tron movie, that's disheartening to me.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah.
I hope it's good enough. I hope I can still like. I really do. Don't think for a second that I'm rooting for something that I love to fail. No. I want it to be good. good.
I want it not to suck.
Yes. War games, not that much because my mind was already set at that point.
What are we talking about? War games. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Austin asked if war games was an influence in my career choice, and no, the choice that was made at that point. But of course, I love the movie. Helen Plus says, I didn't think I would like Tron Legacy, but it was actually good. Yes.
That's
Oh,
when we still had.
That's a new one. That's another new viewer. That's the
Ooh.
recipe. Asking what's the last good Disney
Oh
film?
wow, the last good Disney film.
You'd have to go like
Ooh.
20 years back or so.
No.
That's a good question.
No.
Rogue One. Rogue One.
Mm.
I liked Rogue One, but I don't
Yeah.
really consider that a straightforward Disney films.
Oh damn.
Oh,
Let me look this up real
Those
quick.
are good question.
Mm.
I hated that movie.
Damn, I
That's
really
how
got
you
it.
make an introduction in our chat. Come in.
Yeah,
with
I
that
really did
question.
this film.
Well done.
500 Days of Summer was a good film. It's Disney produced through Touchstone, as I recall.
When
I
did
love
that
the
come out?
proposal. 2009.
More
I mean,
than
if we're
decade
talking
ago.
like,
Witch Mountain was. I didn't think it was very good. I did not think it was good.
see, you know what? I'm not going to count the Fox movies that were just, brought into the Disney library. I'm thinking like, Disney,
Hmm.
and I'm probably going to include maybe Pixar along with that. So, damn, that's a good
Movies.
question.
I'm looking at these movies. I liked Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I took Zoe to see that.
Those are
Diary of what?
Diary of a Wimpy
Diarrhea?
Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, diarrhea is what I heard.
Yeah.
Is it about dysentery?
Yeah, you know
I didn't
what?
like
Toy
it.
Story 3 was
Okay.
a good ending.
Then there, dude, Tron Legacy is the answer to that question.
I'm in the next year looking. Oh, I didn't like any of
Tron
these.
Legacy.
I didn't like any of those. Let's go to 2012. Fuck
Well,
yes.
John Carter.
John
That was
Carter was
John Carter.
great.
Yeah, okay.
That was back when right before he started sexing up George Lucas. And the reason why John Carter failed was because all the money that was meant to go to marketing for that went into George Lucas's pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taken Two, I enjoyed Taken Two, but that was the last one that I enjoyed. I didn't like the action in it because they did the quick cut stuff to hide that he didn't know how to do some of the stuff he was doing. I hated that. The first movie was much better.
Bill, you can say that John Carter was basically Star Wars. Star Wars is basically John Carter. John Carter precedes Star Wars.
Well, they even promoted it that way. It's in the trailer.
Yeah.
The film or the story that inspired George Lucas to make Star Wars.
Well, one of the stories.
No, that's how they said it.
That's how they say it with a lot of.
Now, it's not that I didn't like this, but my boss is in this movie. Dale Dye is in this movie. He's the military one, military helicopter or plane. I can't remember. Really nothing much there. I think right on 2014 was the end of Disney for me. Yeah, it was already bad. That's garbage.
So it is John Carter, or Tron Legacy?
I go with John Carter. John Carter.
Treasure Planet was pretty good.
It was okay.
Yeah. So because
Not that
I'm
big.
constantly thinking animated
Oh,
when it comes to like a
Boss.
Disney film, right?
boss, you have to be the first one to comment on this one.
Oh dear
The
God,
one who
I
says,
forgot that was.
Speaking of Taken, anyone seen the new Naked Gun trailer?
I absolutely fucking loved the new trailer.
Yes.
I forgot that was a thing.
Oh my
Dude,
god!
you have to see that trailer.
When
Okay,
when it cuts to O.J. Simpson's role in a photo with all the sons worshiping and missing their dads, these little altars to them. It cuts to the O.J. Simpson picture and to his son, who's a uniform cop, and he just sort of looks at the camera and shakes his head. No.
Nah.
Liam Neeson? What?
Yes!
Liam Neeson?
What makes
Okay.
it good?
Hold on. I'm gonna.
What makes
Yeah.
it good? The idea of it is the fact that it has to, just like Leslie Nielsen, George Kennedy had to do. You have to play it straight. You cannot act like you're in a comedy.
Right.
And for me, the one moment that I felt like they screwed up was the underwear, where he's wearing women's panties, because it took me out of the trailer.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to watch this.
But I enjoyed the lollipop and the robbery, the heist. What do you here, little one? Why are you here, little one? For your ass. Laughed at that. That's fucking good shit. According to Chris Gore, and I trust Chris Gore a lot. I like his opinions on things. Seth MacFarlane is doing a really good job with following that kind of humor. Sorry, I'm focusing on drawing. For doing that kind of comedy where the characters have to be serious and not understand that they're in a comedy.
Well, that was different.
What?
I just
What
saw the
was?
trailer.
He was watching the trailer.
I was watching the trailer.
What do you think?
Yeah. Seth MacFarlane.
What are you, Kermit the fucking frog?
I'm
Hello, Miss Piggy.
mixed. I'm mixed on this. So
Why?
I don't know. It's like because I like Leslie Nielsen. It's like that's Naked
He's
Gun,
dead.
right? I know he's dead.
It's not like he's taking work away from him.
Well, no, this is true, right? It's just that,
And he's playing his son. He's not playing Frank. He's playing Frank Jr.
That's true. And I'm thinking, well,
That was the whole point of that joke, where they're all in front of photos of their dads.
Yeah, right. And then O.J. Simpson's like, yeah, no.
No.
I mean, I guess it can work, you know. Drebin Jr. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it was kind of funny to see Leslie Nielsen in a little dress and, you know, some quite nice panties. Yeah, it's like I don't know. To me, it's like trying to be funny.
Trying too hard.
Yeah, but it's not quite funny. It's like trying to capture that Naked Gun kind of funny, but it's not quite landing.
I never managed the first movie. I never made
What?
it through that, and I'm never going to get back. It's just too silly, funny.
What?
That's,
That
that
movie is
doesn't.
awesome.
No,
That movie is awesome. Even the
you should
final
know
scene
by now,
when you
Martin.
see
I don't do silly funny.
Norbert, when you see Norbert going down, flying off the wheelchair.
If it's too stupid, it just annoys me.
This is when you start seeing the German come out in her.
Fuck you.
Oh, man. Oh, shit.
She's gonna hit me for that. She's gonna
Oh, yeah.
remember that
Fuck off.
and fucking take that one out on me later.
Hey,
Oh, yeah. If I would be
By the
sitting
way-
next to him now, I would slap the shit out of his shoulder.
welcome, Bush.
I don't know. I just have to see if Leslie Nielsen
Oh, we have-
can pull off the same kind of
Leslie Nielsen, what the fuck are you talking about?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. What am I talking about? Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
course
You're
you can.
high or something.
It's-
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's all from the kerfuffling from yesterday. If Liam Neeson can pull off the same type of deadpan type of
If you
type
did
of
not see
humor-
him in Ted too,
no,
Yes.
I didn't.
Oh,
Okay.
that's why.
Okay,
go watch Liam Neeson scene Ted 2. Go look it up right now.
okay,
He
fine.
plays it completely straight, and it's so fucking funny. Because
All
of
right.
that.
And thanks to that cameo, he went on A Million Ways to Die in the West, which
Yep.
is another comedy that he plays straight and full intensity.
With his Irish accent.
I'll be back.
Yes.
Go do your homework, Mike. Is Phantom Hooligans another new guy here?
Yes. Welcome,
Welcome.
Phantom Hooligans.
Hi, Phantom Hooligan. What's up? Nice to meet you. La,
That's
la,
right,
la.
Snorty. You're damn right he is. He always is in trouble. And he knows. He's got a teddy bear coming his way.
Yeah, that is true, Snortopupus. It's going to depend on the writing.
Yep.
If the
Now,
writers,
I will tell you that they saw more of it at CinemaCon. And according to Chris Gore, he said it's funny. All the extra scenes they got to see. Found out that Pam Anderson is the villain, or is the love interest. Sorry. For Frank Drebin. And I guess she's sort of the equivalent to Priscilla Presley.
nice beaver.
Oh my God, that's one of my favorite gags of all time. Nice beaver.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
I had it stuffed myself.
Okay.
See, you have to watch the movie, Anima. Give it a chance.
No, I don't.
I will pay you if you watch it.
You're not the boss of me. I'll do what I want.
I'm the boss here. That's right.
Nah. The OJ joke is actually funny. Yeah, because I kind of chuckled a little bit at the little girl scene. Pulls the mask off. Your ass. I chuckled a little bit. But that made me laugh out loud. The fucking OJ joke. That was fucking funny to me.
Okay.
That's all
So
you
it's
have
kind
to
of
say?
So it's kind of funny. I guess I'll give it a chance. See what happens.
Okay, Bush here is quoting Leslie Boss. Says, Mike, you read it, please.
I've always been a serious actor. I just went from saying serious lines seriously to saying silly lines seriously. That's right.
Yeah.
It's how you do it. It's how you make it work.
I don't know. Something about him just annoys me. He's so over the top.
Who?
Which Leslie?
Nielsen. There's just something about him that tends to rub me the wrong way. It's not as bad as Eddie Murphy. And I did enjoy that movie that we just recently watched with Eddie Murphy. And I was surprised that I liked it. Because usually I don't dig his shit, but
Tell him what you saw. So don't leave Martin in.
Bush says, well, it was nice having Anima here. Bye, Anima.
Bye, Anima.
yeah, sorry, Bush, you stuck with me.
Okay,
I'm going to marry the boss guy.
You're not going to tell him what you saw.
I'm trying to remember the title.
Golden Child.
Thank you.
Oh.
I like
I
it.
don't
Fuck
know.
off, Martin. Fuck off. I love
Yeah,
that
now you
movie.
need to go, Martin.
I never said that the movie was bad. What I said, well, for some reason, it didn't. Oh.
Well, I'm not saying it's great. It was just entertaining to watch. And
Yes,
usually
yes,
with
yes.
Eddie Murphy, I
But-
just get annoyed halfway through the movie. I'm like, oh, come on, really?
Really?
Not with that one.
That's the thing. I really like Eddie Murphy and his work. So the fact that it didn't hook me right away is what bothers me more, because I was supposed to like that movie. Oh, we're being raided. Hello, Sander.
Yeah,
Beth is
Raiders.
sending his hordes to us.
Yeah. When
Horde.
Meth is done with them, he's dumping them.
HORDES. Okay?
He's dumping them on us and then going to bed. So if you hear Meth, good night.
Yes.
I don't think Beth is even here.
He usually pops into chat for a bit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
'Cause
just
it's
in
the end
case.
of Shabbat for him.
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about one of my favorite comedies of all time, and it's really one of my favorite films. Is As Good as It Gets. And I delivered the line while we were hanging out together with Fisto, Anima, and I said, "There are Jews at my table." And I love it when Helen Hunt, or Helen's, what is her name?
Helen Hunt.
Is that it?
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt
Hunt.
tells him, "You need to take it down a notch."
Yeah. I liked it when
Did you sleep with her?
the other day Gerry mocked Martine for his accent. And he's like, did you say Jew? And immediately in chat, Mephisto's like, Jew? I'm here. That was good too.
What do you mean, Jew?
We are
Am I
so
not
diverse.
Jewy enough to join the Jewish club?
Okay, it's not funny when you do it.
Fine.
Stop being a bully, Gerry.
Oh, don't care.
Oh, you basically told him to go to sleep, Anima.
Don't care.
Thoughts on this, guys?
What?
Worst.
I don't know. I didn't
Worst
see
Eddie
Pluto
movie
Nash.
was Pluto Nash.
Pluto Nash was
There's
terrible.
always Dave.
Neither did I,
So,
Yeah, I've never seen it, and that's probably a good reason why.
And I guess here's your answer.
Bill, I haven't seen the trailer because I haven't still I still haven't seen the first movie yet, and I want to.
The
No,
last
I haven't either.
Eddie Murphy movie I enjoyed was Daddy Daycare. And that movie was good
Oh,
because
that was
mostly
funny.
because of Steve Zahn. Steve
Yes.
Zahn made that so enjoyable. And he's why I went to see The Wimpy Kid with Zoe, A Diary of a Wimpy Kid, because Steve Zahn plays the dad, and I fucking love Steve Zahn.
I cannot not hear you say diarrhea.
I think he did say diarrhea this time because half his brain is focused on his drawing. So he might have actually slipped up here.
Yes, that was one of our clips. I think we don't have it now, but that can be fixed. When
We're talking
the
about
Joker
what?
says,
That's
"Where
it.
does he get those wonderful toys?"
Oh
Well, don't look, don't stare, don't look at me. Go
no! Come on!
after
Come on! Come on!
him.
Come on! Where does he get those toys? Well, don't just stand there, Bob. Go ask him.
Go ask.
Bob.
Bob,
Oh,
you're
poor
my
Bob.
number one. And he doesn't
I
understand.
always hated that he shot Bob. Man, that's
Yeah, I know, right? Poor Bob.
Well, he's a sociopath. He doesn't value life at all.
Yeah, I
yeah.
know.
But Bob was useful.
Not anymore. Not the way he saw it.
That's right. He's
That sounds
Henchy.
brutal.
Henchy the henchman.
That's the Joker. Nicholson's Joker is still, in my opinion, the best cinematic Joker.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
I
That
like
movie
Heath
should
Ledger.
have been called The Joker.
I like
Hey,
Heath Ledger too,
awesome
but
one is here.
hey,
Hi,
Austin,
Austin.
what's up, buddy?
Awesome one.
Yeah, Austin one is so awesome it turned Mike into a soprano.
That's right.
The 5 minutes footage of Superman. I don't know. I didn't saw it.
I
There's a 5
did
minute
watch
thing?
it. I watched
No,
Film Thread again because I love Chris Gore. I really do. I love the way his brain works. Oh man, fuck. He and his compadre talked about it. I really liked what they had to say. And finally, thanks to somebody releasing it, I got to see the entire clip that they were talking about with the robots and everything. And it's really, I enjoyed the damn thing. It had that feel of Superman again.
Oh, look who's stroking his own ego here. Come on, Mev. Jump in.
We do miss you,
You
when
know,
you're not on here.
your show is so hollow without me.
All the dead air and stuff.
Dead air.
Because we're terrible at this.
Dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air.
Damn, now I've that in my head. Thanks, Gerry.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, Mev. Rest, buddy, rest.
I'm tired. I got a little bit too much sun today, I think.
That is always bad for vampires.
Yeah,
That's
well, my dad has this awesome pool in front of the house, like half pool, half pond. You know, one of these hybrid things. It's not big, but it's nice to hang out. On the side, he has this whole couch and seating and situation. So this is where we're hanging out and eating. So there was not much shadow. So yeah, well, dad and the 3 kids. It's just family things are wearing me out.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice though because I got to hang out with my sister. She's my middle sister, my sister on my father's side, and she moved to Germany, so we don't see each other that often. So it was really cool to reconnect and update each other and stuff. So
Nice.
it's mostly nice, these kind of things, but it's exhausting, especially with the kids being kids, hyperactive.
So your little
and loud
sister embraced being a crowd.
Ouch.
Dude, no, she's not. She's really not. But her boyfriend got a job offer that they just couldn't say no to. So for a couple of years, they're going to be in Germany.
My favorite thing is Christoph Waltz was on. I don't know. I think it was on a talk show. I can't remember which one it was. And the
Wasn't it that Tonight
interviewer,
Show or something?
it might have been, and he says, Germany, has such a bad reputation of not having good senses of humor. Do you disagree with that? He goes, no, that is not exaggerated. It's not. They're not funny. They have no sense of humor. And people forget that Christoph Waltz is not German.
He's Austrian.
Yep.
But
He's from Salzburg,
you
right?
left
Salzburg?
out, I don't know, but you left out half his statement.
Well, I'm drawing.
He said, yeah, no, German people don't have a sense of humor because they killed everyone who was funny or make them
No, that
feel
was
country.
Robin Williams.
That
was
Williams?
Robin Williams.
Oh, I thought
He
it
was on a
fun.
talk show in Germany, and they said, the interviewer says, do you think that Germans aren't funny, and why do you think they're not funny? And he goes, well, you killed all the funny people here. They went to commercial break, and he came back, he was gone.
Just like that.
You had a question, Gerry.
Weitz is great. We're very proud of him.
Phantom Hooligans. Gun can be quite an
I
maniac.
think that it's like Schrodinger's cat.
Until we see it, it's good and bad at the same time.
It's good and it could be bad. I don't know. It could be either.
Oh.
I think it's going to be a good
Weitz was-
film. Is it going to save Warner Brother and DC? I don't know. But I think we're going to end up liking it. I think it may end up being better than Superman Returns, which I thought was a nice attempt, but completely off rail.
Misguided.
It was misguided.
Superman the Homebreaker. God damn. I cannot forget ever that.
That sounds depressing. So yeah, Weitz is not only Austrian, he was born in Vienna. There you go. In 56, so he's exactly the same age as my dad. Bill, not yet. I hope we do that tomorrow.
What?
Bosch Legacy.
Oh,
We haven't
fuck.
gotten to that yet.
Oh, we haven't done it on the show at all. I don't know if we ever will. But
No,
I'm
he asks if we
huge Bosch
watched
fan.
it. Did we watch episode 5 and 4 and 5 of Bosch Legacy, the 2 new ones that dropped a couple days ago, and we didn't get around to it because sometimes Gerry just has a mission of introducing me to like 5 new shows in one single day. And then
Yeah, tell them what you
all the
watched
stuff
today.
that we usually watch. I forgot the title already. Fuck.
The Bondsman with Kevin Bacon.
The Bondsman. That's
Oh,
right. Yeah.
How's
We've
it?
been binging. I don't know how many episodes of that. It's great, man.
5. You watch 5 episodes.
And 3 more
And-
left, right?
I think it's great. I enjoyed the shit out of that show.
I do too. That's one of the shows that has me hooked from the beginning.
And it's horror.
Yeah,
Well,
but like
oh,
I say,
really?
it's tongue-in-cheek horror. So that's horror that I can watch without
That's
thinking.
the best horror.
Yeah. Because it is about demons possessing, and that's usually where I draw the line. Like Exorcist or shit like that, never going to watch. Not gonna happen.
Hmm.
I kind of sort of watched Constantine. No. No. That doesn't work for me. I don't enjoy being terrified.
I think it's funny what Awesome One said in Japanese.
Oh, and what did
Yeah.
you say? Because
I said Gerry entered the art world through the back door.
oh,
For real? You're making shit up.
Yes. No. That's what it says in Japanese.
How do
Oh,
you know?
we need a backdoor reference in Japanese for cases like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do I know? Because I read it.
I didn't know you read Japanese.
I can't. I just use Google Translate.
Oh, cheater. Fucking cheater.
Well, I read it
And
on
here
Google
was
Translate.
And here was I, ready to admire
Yeah,
you.
you know, Google Translate is where people get their ideas for Chinese tattoos.
Yes.
Looking
Yeah.
for words like strength and endurance and I don't know what, and then what they get is noodle soup.
Tepid noodle soup.
Hey, Penny.
Hi,
Penny.
Penny. Oh, Grandma
Hi,
DC
Penny.
again, huh?
Just feed them copious amounts of NyQuil and your day will be free.
Oh, come on.
Ah,
Do you have
disavowed.
grandkids yet?
Disavowed.
If I ever have grandkids, oh boy.
I got to witness my dad today with his 3 grandchildren, and
Yeah.
he is having so much fun. He really loves being a granddad because he can have all the fun with them, and then he can hand
Oh,
them
yeah.
back.
And
And
then they
none
go
of the
home.
responsibility. Exactly.
Yeah. As soon as they get cranky, they go back to the parents, and the parents
Here you
pack them
go.
up and take them away.
Exactly. Well, they're your problem now.
Lowspec. Good to see you, man.
Hi, Losberg.
Hello.
Or as Mike would say, yo. I like that coat, Gary.
It's a peacoat.
Oh? I don't know about this movie. Somebody please read this to Gerry.
Since Gary watched Chris Gore, did you hear about the strange movie from Cinemaco or whatever? 3 bags full about sheep investigating the murder of their farmer. That sounds interesting in a weird way.
Is there a trailer?
Yeah, if there's a trailer, please let us know.
I'm looking. Well, not on IMDb,
Okay.
but we have Bryan Cranston, Hugh Jackman, Nicholas
Okay.
Galitzin,
Ow.
Emma Thompson, Patrick Stewart, Regina Hall, Julia Louis.
Whole bunch of fucking lefties in this.
Mhm.
How good could it possibly be?
I get apprehensive when you start hearing a bunch of lefties all in one movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's all that remains in Hollywood. Lefties. What are we going to do?
What kind of jacket did you say that was again?
Called a peacoat,
Oh, okay. Okay.
navy coat.
Right.
It looks really cool.
Yes.
And even though
Okay,
he's
the
an army
synopsis.
guy, even I owned a peacoat. I love those things. They're great.
Yeah.
The synopsis reads like this. Every night, a shepherd reads aloud a murder mystery, pretending his sheep can understand. When he is found dead, the sheep
Is
realizes
it live action or animated?
it doesn't say. It's in pre-production. No, post-production, but there is no info about it. Well, not enough info on IMDb.
So he's found killed, and the sheep begin to investigate.
Yes.
Because it
That's
sounds
kinda
like
fun.
something done by Shaun of the Sheep or whatever that thing is. Because I enjoyed the crap out of that.
Oh, is that with the what's it called? Play-Doh or something?
Wallace and Gromit animated.
Okay. Bill Barkley says it's
Yeah.
live action.
Aardman. Was it Aardman?
It's live
animation?
action. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that the sheeps are going to be CGI. For some reason, now they call that live action.
Are they
It's
going
not.
to be talking? Like Babe Pig in the City?
Yeah, something like that. I
'Cause
suppose.
I like both those films. My daughter's a huge fan of them too.
Babe.
Well, Peter Gabriel, anything Peter Gabriel works with gets my attention.
Mine too.
That's why I went to see Wally.
Oh yeah, because of the music.
The song by Peter Gabriel at the end. I
Mhm.
was like, yeah, I got to check this out.
Oh, the sheep don't talk. That's gonna be interesting.
How's that gonna work?
Well, the
Sign
first 30
language.
minutes of Wally were without one single line, so it may work if it's well done.
Charades,
Page is done.
semaphore flags, cue cards, Morse code.
Like Morris
Telepathy?
Day,
Interpretive
Morris Day
dance.
code,
Yeah.
Morris Day code. What would that be?
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know.
No, they would not communicate by farting, Mike. Come on.
Well, they
You never
won't
know.
if they don't put any effort into it. I mean, come on.
Awesome one says good inks. So
Thank you.
have
My old buddy Mike Anderson, God rest his soul. He would like check out a page I've done. He goes, "Hey, nice tracing."
motherfucker.
And I'm like, "Motherfucker, I penciled it. It's not tracing. It's my own artwork. It's only tracing when you ink somebody else's work, which I've done too.
You son of a bitch.
I have inked for Richard Bonk and colored his work.
I hope you get to do that again. Work together.
I love working with him. He's such a good guy.
I know.
He messages me every once in a while to check on, see how things are going. How are you doing, my friend? I'm like, I'm doing okay, buddy. In fact, Sean messaged me today. And he was asking questions about you. And I said, well, I guess you should have not moved to Chicago and been here when Mac and Ultra Rob got to meet her. And Zoe. Not my fucking problem you moved away.
I find it funny that she's asking about me.
I miss Sean. He's a good dude. But he's up there in Chi-Town now. In fact, he may have been messaging me during the show. I'll go check, see if he sent me. Because he was talking to me earlier. Oh, it says my phone's almost dead. Guess I better plug it in. Plus, those kittens, by the way, guys, are getting bigger.
Oh, they grow
Yes.
so fast.
By the day. I mean,
They're
Right?
chubby little things. They're little round bellies. Somebody
I
want
got
to share
concerned
those?
the other day
Martin?
because Gerry sent me one of the photos where one of the ginger kittens really looked like a balloon. I'm like, is that peritonitis? Is that kitten okay? But Gerry says the mom is just feeding them like a champ, so they are all chubby. I'm
They're
glad
just
to hear that
gassy.
because- No, I mean 7 kittens when you only have 6
As
kids.
they say
or
in
bigger.
Scotland, ferty. They're ferty.
No, they are just like that. I got mine at 6 weeks old, and every time I fed them, you could literally see the volume of the food blowing them up. Man, the amount of food that goes into a kitten and the amount of poop that comes out is amazing, given their size. Like, how do you manage to eat that much, and how do you produce that? And Loki was so cute. Every time he pooped, he was totally shocked and terrorized by it. So as soon as he was done, and sometimes a little before that, She would just come shooting out of the box, running through the apartment, meowing really loud. Like, oh, it stinks. Put it away. He was so freaked out by his own poop. What a weirdo.
That is a nice
Awesome.
jacket.
Also, want to take this from somebody who really likes the first one. The second movie,
I won't watch it.
Not
I didn't
good.
like the
won't
first
either.
one. I didn't like the first film.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I did. I
did
still
not.
do. I like the first one. I don't care.
You know
But
what?
the
I thought
second
it
one
was.
so stupid.
I thought it was. It's not bad. You know, I wouldn't say it's great though. I don't see what the big hype is about Avatar anyway. And the second one, it's like, oh my god. Okay, first it's like the environment with the trees, and the second one, it's like you're harvesting alien whale goo, basically. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Instead of synthesizing, no.
yeah. You know,
The whole
it-
movie is stupid.
yeah, it's
So
like
stupid.
one big giant environmental friggin' cause movie. You know, now the third one is gonna be like fire and whatever. So it's like, okay, what's the environmental message gonna be about this one, right? Global warming, or
Now, the third movie is about the colonel going embracing full Navi life. That's the whole movie. Yes.
yeah, but
They-
how are they gonna
telegraph it.
environmentalize this one? Is what I'm saying, right? You know.
Well, the
I have
air.
one word for
Maybe
that.
they're gonna go. Maybe they're going to go. They're going to go with air pollution and acid rain.
Oh yeah, and like oil and stuff like that, and
Guys,
knows?
one word for that. Whatever.
yeah, exactly.
I checked
And besides, you waited 10 years between movies. It's like, whatever.
Yeah. That's what
I
killed
don't
House
have-
of the Dragon for me. They got so weird in season 2, I didn't even bother to finish it after we dropped it. And then nobody else was talking about it anymore. I'm like, yeah, what's the point? And now, yeah, season 3 is coming. It's going to be awesome. It's only going to be like 2 more years to wait for it. I'm like, yeah, fuck off. You lost me. I'm sorry. I love this world. I love Game of Thrones until they fucked that up. So, unfortunately, with House of the Dragons, they fucked up even sooner.
Yep.
Game of Thrones.
Well,
I like what I like
it's
of
like-
these franchises, but as for the rest, I don't care. Fuck off.
it's like last night. Last night on the gaming show, I asked John if he knew anything about season 2 of Monarch, and he said something like, "Maybe next year." What? We have been waiting 2 years now?
Yeah.
Or is it one? I don't
And
know.
they don't realize that they are completely screwing themselves by letting the fans wait so long. There's other shit
Yeah.
coming out. If you have us wait too long, you lose us. Goodbye. Remember the times when you would get a series that would stretch out almost through the whole year? Because
Yes,
a
I
season
know
didn't
that.
have 8 episodes, but 20 something. So it would work.
Yeah.
Then you
Whatever
wait 2
happened to
months,
that?
and then you wait 2 months and then you get the new season.
I'll tell you what
Good old
happened.
times.
Good
Yeah,
writers.
what happened?
Good writers retire, and then they got substituted by lazy people who wants to a full salary with a quarter of a job. That's
Yeah.
what happened.
Son of
And
bitches.
steal ideas because they are not creative anymore.
Motherfuckers.
I'm so
How
winded.
horrible.
I just wrote a whole page. Oh my god, I don't think I can carry on. I have to do this
And
for 10 episodes. Oh god.
Besides- and not only that, before every episode was written by 1, 2, in the worst case 3 writers. Now they have a full writers room with more than 8 people for a one episode. That is shit.
Yeah, and 20 or something exec producers. Like, seriously,
Yeah.
guys?
Right?
What are these people thinking? I've worked 2 hours. Let's call it a week. I'm done. I'm exhausted. I need to rest. Come on. guys.
Yeah. I need to get my next adrenochrome shot.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
What's about How to Train Your Dragon? Bill keeps bringing up stuff that I know nothing about.
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like I have to give back my
I
nerd
have.
card.
They killed my interest with the race swapping.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That makes me sign out too.
Oh man, but didn't you just love rooting for the blacks?
Oh yeah,
Oh my God, stop it.
for sure.
Not my fault they called them that, okay? It was fun though when he broke Keith and then the whole panel. That was back
It's
when
like
we did the scene by
when
scene
something is
breakdown.
so fucking obviously racist that they didn't even think about would be racist. Calling the black characters the blacks. on the
Check
show.
out our discussion of the season 1 finale of House of the Dragon. Gary broke everyone. I was sitting there with like 3 pages of notes to take us through the scenes, and he starts doing that shit, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, it's all over my notes. I can't do a live show and swap out the word the blacks for something creative all the time. I can't do that. I'm fucked. I'm screwed. I tried. but
What
in the
I
end,
do,
he broke us
baby.
all.
It's what I do.
Yeah, he broke us all. We had so
Finding
much fun.
idiotic shit and then beating it like a dead horse. I mean, that's my sense of humor back at school. People were talking about it in one of the group chats. He said, "Man, you've not changed a bit." And I went, "Nope, I'm still that guy."
That's
You know, they made the mistake of someone called me a class clown once, and I went, "No, I'm not a class clown. I was a class comedian. What's the difference? Class clown is the guy that put the opposing school's banner at homecoming between his naked ass cheeks, painted his face the other school's colors, and ran across the homecoming football field towards the opposing team with their flag up there, their flag up his ass." I said, the class comedian is the guy that talked him into it
That's right.
because it'd be funny. No one will ever forget it. I didn't get any blame, but I made that happen.
So you're the mastermind behind dark shit like that.
Yeah, he's the
Well,
negotiator.
Mac's no different. Mac did that shit with Sean. The guy was just got the phone messages from. He, good God, man. He would get a few beers into Sean, and he could talk Sean into anything. And I've told you some of the stuff he's done. Sean has done at parties. The funniest one, sickest one that he ever did, and I kind of gave Mac a dirty look for this one, is he talked him into shitting in an empty pizza box and putting it on a table in front of his wife.
Oh, dude, that's just wrong.
He was drunk. That's Mac. You met Mac. You like Mac.
I know. I love Mac. But that is wrong. That's going too far.
Mac.
That's way into prank territory where I draw the line.
Been dealing with him for 20-some years. 25 years. So, Bill,
awesome
anyone
one
seen the
says-
trailer for... I saw it. It looks really good to me. I showed it to Martin. And you were saying that Venezuela is the country that's making this stuff. And they're putting out a lot of...
No,
good sci-fi.
Argentina.
Argentina.
They're putting out the good horror movies and sci-fi.
Exactly, awesome one.
Yeah, read that, Gary.
What I was known for in the military was just suddenly being there. My nickname, the Ghost, came from that because I walked quietly. It's like, you know, somebody says, how can somebody so big walk so quietly? And I'm like, I walk on the outsides of my feet. And I would just suddenly be next to somebody and they would turn and their whole body would jerk. Startled by it. And then also we go to a bar and I'd be hanging out talking to somebody and then all of a sudden, like, I was told later, like, where the fuck did you go? I said, I never left. He said, where were you? I said, I was over in the far corner where it was dark in the shadows, so I could watch everybody.
I've always been here.
Okay. Yeah, I've always been here.
Yeah.
My job was to take my squad out and show them a good time, but make sure they weren't killed. because we got in some serious fights there in Texas. That place is nuts.
My sister asked me, because I mentioned you were a veteran before, and she remembered that, and she asked me, was he ever deployed? And did you see any dangerous stuff? So the story I told her was when you were sitting on the rig with your meal, and then you got knocked off. She was laughing her ass off at that.
And I do, as I recall, that was
She
an
enjoyed
F4
that.
Phantom. It was an F4 Phantom, and it went by, and the air in front of that fucking fighter when it came up over that tree line hit everybody. But I was the dumbass on top of the APC, and it blew all my food and me off of the top of that APC. I went flying onto the ground, rolling. I learned never to do that again.
Yeah, she asked me, I bet you never did that again, right? And I was like, no, we didn't.
What's the point of being alive if you don't learn your lessons? I think I'll finish this one next because we got a few minutes left, don't we? Yeah, we got
about
25 minutes.
20.
Yeah, probably.
This will be another page finished.
It's coming together.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Shut up, Gerry.
Eva Perón.
Evita, yeah.
I love the original musical. Hated the movie. I can't stand Madonna.
I like the musical, but she can't act. She shouldn't try to. I mean, now she looks like an alien. Nobody wants to see that face.
Yeah, fuck, she's scary looking.
Yeah, right. Boy.
I told you, Bill, it was going to be a partner bot or artificial partner.
And we're back to missing Mephisto.
Oh, I'm looking that movie that Bill's talk about, Soulmate. There's no one here that I know of. So, oh well, maybe Robert Ash, but that's it. Everyone else is completely unknown to me. So there's hope. But
that's the
the
way we like
description
it.
says a man acquires an artificially intelligent android to cope with the loss of his recent distant wife. But in an attempt
Yeah, you lost me.
truly sentient partner, he inadvertently turns a harmless love bot into a deadly soulmate. So a regular woman.
And how is she different than a woman?
She's not.
that that movie is like the end of that Star Trek episode with Harry Fankerman.
What are you talking about?
When Harry Mudd gets trapped in a
Oh,
planet
yeah.
full of replicas of his wife.
The horror.
I don't remember that.
The horror.
That's original series. Gerry ranting 3, 2, 1.
No, I'm not going to rant.
Because not even because I said original series.
No,
No, it's okay.
I love the original series.
Yeah, but we usually
No,
just
but-
call it Trek. Not
Yeah, when
original
anybody
series.
says original series, you scold them.
Oh, that's not true. Oh, good for you, Penny. She says chaos has left the building, meaning her grandkids. Get some rest, Penny. You deserve it.
Yeah, let chaos reign. That's it.
It's fun for some time, and then it's okay when it ends.
Uh, Paraphrasing the Joker. And you know what? Chaos is
Why?
fair.
Mm.
She says, "I love my grandkids, but I love them more when they go home." Yeah, I just addressed that a little earlier in the show. The best
Exactly.
part about being a grandparent is you get to enjoy the kids, and then you get to give them back. I saw my dad with his grandkids today, and he's having a blast. But then they get cranky when it gets late, and he's like, "Yeah, I think you need to pack up your kids and
You can
take
have
them
this
home."
one back.
Yeah,
Yeah. The best part of grandkids is watching them go home.
God damn. All of you are soulless.
so it's like picking up the grandbaby and then sniffing a little bit, and then handing it to one of the parents. Yeah, I think this is
Exactly.
your job.
Yep, that's right. Here, there's a surprise for you, and not the nice kind.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn to suffer. Feel the pain we felt.
You made this. Clean it up.
Let's see.
That's John Keanu Reeves.
That's right. The pain.
Is it?
And run. Okay. Eggs and toasted sourdough? Oh, sourdough bread. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't think I have ever tasted sourdough bread.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's good. Good
It's
shit.
the real deal.
It's all right.
Forget the white cotton fluff that you call bread that's full of sugar. That's not bread.
Yeah.
That's one thing the Germans do really well. Bread.
You want a good, heavy, dark rye bread. That's what you need.
I do
Just
like rye.
anything that has
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the real grain and not just the white stuff that really is nothing but
Yeah.
sugar.
Exactly. It's what I grew up on.
I missed that
Good.
so much in Croatia because Southern Europe is all about the white bread. You know, France and the baguette, Italy and the focaccia and stuff like that. All about the white bread that's
The
basically
focaccia.
air and a little something, and yeah, boring. Why would you
Yeah.
eat that? I'm too Austrian to enjoy that. I guess. I don't know. If somebody eats bread, it needs to be the real.
That's right. You don't want the nice fluffy bread. You want the heavy shit.
It doesn't
Fills
need
your
to be
stomach.
heavy. No, it
No,
doesn't need to be
no, I
heavy.
know.
Like pumpernickel is a little bit too extreme. I do like it sometimes, but my everyday bread is just like they used to make it in the old times.
Right? Yeah, it needs to be filling.
Yeah.
Not too heavy, but heavy
give-
enough.
Give me them seeds. I like that.
Ah.
Heck, throw in some
Like-
nuts while you're at it.
Like the caraway seeds. Stuff like that.
Anything. Just make bread interesting.
Yeah.
With white bread, all I care about is what I put on top of it. So I don't need the bread at all. I can just eat the toppings like that. It's empty.
Oh my God.
What's it? Hold on a second. Bill Barkley said something here. I want to go back to. Speaking of being true to the books,
Project Hail
I
Mary.
heard that is a book by the same guy that wrote The Martian, isn't it? Isn't it the? It's got
No.
Ryan Gosling going to be in it.
Oh.
It's a sci-fi film
Hmm.
with Ryan Gosling. Look real quick and let me know because I'm
Checking.
drawing.
I've heard of a couple of things, but I can't say.
Maybe.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
we
Is
barely
it?
talk about it on Keith's show. Uh, the movie again, IMDb doesn't say much. The only descriptor that I have is an astronaut tries to save Earth while alone in outer space. Boom.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Yeah.
It's the one I thought it was.
Writers Drew Goddard and Andy Weir.
Hmm.
And yes, it's with Ryan Gosling.
Someone just joined us.
Yes, give me a second, please.
Didn't you notice how it got black all of a sudden?
Oh, everybody, brace. We have a Keith in the house.
Hi, Keith.
Oh shit!
Oh,
There goes the neighborhood.
Good afternoon, everyone.
hello.
Hey Keith, how you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. How are you guys?
Pretty good. You sound pretty good.
Sounds like aristocratic Keith.
Yeah.
No, it's just Saturday. That's all it is. That's the only difference. It's just Saturday for me.
That means we survived the week. I know I did, and it was hell of a week. So
Yes. I did survive the
Oh,
week.
we have Tom Baker with a question. Oh my God. Again.
here we
Question
go.
for Gerry. Blade Runner 2049. Hit or miss?
You know why he's doing that. We're 10 minutes from ending the show, and he brings up Blade Runner. We're going to be on for another hour.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
He
Don't
knows
answer it,
which
Gerry.
button to push.
Don't fall
Gerry.
for it.
It is
Yeah,
a trap.
he's pushing the buttons.
I like 2049, but it was not a proper sequel.
I fell
there you
asleep
go.
through near the end of it.
I enjoyed it for what it was. You know, I will recognize that it has brought a few people over into the Blade Runner camp. You know, The only argument I have is that, you know, some of those people, in my opinion, probably would have made it over there in as being fans of Blade Runner if that film hadn't been made. You know, how much is it going to move the needle is the thing.
Right.
That should be for any franchise, for any film, for any readaptation or revival of an IP, how much is it going to move the needle? You know, in my opinion, what they did with that film, in my opinion, didn't hurt the Blade Runner IP, but I don't think it did anything better than the original film did. And that's the same way I am about anything, whether you're talking Star Trek, Star Wars, or anything else. You know, I don't believe that Disney moved the needle forward.
Right.
Here's another point I would like to make on that, which is in 25, 30 years, 2049 will still, it'll be remembered, but not like the original.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that I agree, and that is coming from somebody that really liked the movie, but I understand it's not at the same level.
Now,
that was the biggest complaint I had, is it lacks the DNA of Blade Runner, the original, to be considered an actual proper sequel.
I am a believer, though, that it is possible to supersede an original film if you find a way to do it that is in and of itself unique. I think in certain ways, what James Cameron did with Aliens, at least, is up there with the original. Is it better than the original? Depends on what day you catch me.
Right.
I'm also of the opinion that Disney could accidentally find itself pretty much doing the same thing with Tron if they gave it a chance. but they're not really that interested in Tron. They're interested enough to make a movie. They're not interested enough in hiring people who could actually push the needle forward. I mean,
Right.
in an alternate universe, Disney would be so about making really incredible entertainment that in an alternate universe, I could see them putting enough money into it, given how much they've wasted on Star Wars and other stuff. I could have seen them hiring someone like at least a James Cameron to consult on how you push Tron forward. Given what he's done, with the Avatar franchise.
Right.
And that would have been much more helpful and money better spent than how they've been tripping around up to now. Now, I will say this. I do know people that aren't really fans of Tron Legacy, but I will say this. It is very noticeable that Tron as an IP is way more thought of since Tron Legacy than before. Now, is that moving the needle forward, or is that just increasing the number of fans? That's a gray area there. But from what I've heard and what little I've seen of Tron Ares, there's a good chance that they may have found a way of at least matching what they did with Tron Legacy. And if that's the case, you've already done half of the hard part, almost the entire hard part. Really, it's just going to depend on the kind of script that you have.
Right.
And that's the way to do it. Now, we're about to see whether or not Warner Brothers has managed to keep everything going for DC with the release of Superman.
Did you watch the full-length 5-minute one?
Yes.
I
will say
liked
this.
it.
Yes,
I liked it.
As a fan of the Silver Age comics, it spoke to me in ways I hadn't even thought about for years. And here's the part that a lot of you out there who are only fans of the Richard Donner film need to understand. There are things in James Gunn's movie that he's pulling out of the Superman comics that had existed in the Superman comics in the 10 years, 12 years prior to Superman the movie coming out. So this was all stuff they could have used in Donner's movie, and Donner chose not to.
True.
Okay?
Fucking
And
asshole.
Again, Donner is not someone Donner is not someone who ever said that he was a big comic book fan of Superman. He was a fan of the character and of the IP, but he was not necessarily a fan of the comics. So there is an opportunity for James Gunn to pretty much take this out a whole new door without disrupting the entire IP. In fact, to actually playing within the confines of what the IP always was. So, again,
yeah, you know what? No, that's true, because for the longest time, aside from the Donner films, we've always had the how should I put it? The John Byrne Superman.
Yeah,
right?
John Byrne Superman, yeah. And
John Byrne Superman.
Yeah, that's the 80s.
Yeah, and that's not the Superman. So, with Donner and before that, you're getting pre John Byrne Superman, right?
Yes.
Like comic, true comic, I suppose you could say, for lack of a better description, true comic Superman.
Yeah. Well, you're getting exposed, I think, in my opinion. I would say that James Gunn's film is a love letter to those of us that are fans of Kurt Swan's Superman.
Mm.
And Gunn is about our age. He's about Gerry and my age. So he would have, to read Superman comics when we were all growing up, you would have had a majority of that is Kurt Swan. And for those of you out there who, have never heard of Kurt Swan, or you only know Richard Donner, first of all, shame on you for not doing your due diligence on the history of Superman. And second of all, for a good portion of us, Kurt Swan's Superman was really our introduction to Superman comics. How Kurt Swan drew that character was pretty much the dominant version. And in fact, the Superman cartoons of the 1960s were all based on the Kurt Swan look of Superman from the Superman comic books. The Filmation stuff. That was all pretty much Kurt Swan's model sheets of how to draw that character. And that look for the character pretty much was the dominant look right up until John Byrne got there. And then John Byrne came over. John Byrne's interpretation of Superman is more or less the attempt to bring the Marvel method of making comics and comic book stories into DC.
Yeah.
And using and basically using Superman as your template for how you would do it. So it's the entire Marvel method down to even how to reinterpret his powers in a Marvel way is what the Man of Steel comic book series did. It reinterpreted the powers, it reinterpreted the relationships. It just was a wholesale change. And Kurt Swan's comics, I think, played a major role in what the film producers decided to attempt to do with the third Superman film. In my opinion, they did it very badly, and spent way too much money and time trying to see if it'd be kind of cool to invite Richard Pryor in there rather than spending time on constructing a really good story.
Because what they started out with that was so much better than what we got.
Yeah.
Because originally it was a Brainiac story.
Yep. And that would have been way better. And again, I've often said the series Krypton that was shown on the Sci-Fi Channel was way better at the Superman mythos than what we were getting with the television series Supergirl at that time. And how they did Brainiac on that show far surpasses anything they did on the Supergirl series, which is basically related to which is part of the entire Arrowverse. And again, I will say the Supergirl version of Brainiac 5 was just cheap makeup compared to what they did on Krypton with Brainiac. And they proudly did it with prosthetics and makeup. One would have thought they would have had to use a lot of digital technology. That was a lot of prosthetics and makeup. I was very surprised when I saw how they did that.
They got so much right, and then they got so much wrong with it too.
Mm-hmm. And I will always say that. I had never said that Krypton was perfect.
No,
but they did a lot of right things.
But they also did the best version of Lobo.
Yes. Yes, they did. Again, there was just... Look, I've often said that Warner Brothers did get some stuff right with DC. In the years after 2000. After the year 2000. They had some things that they did right. And I still think that while everybody else was, trying to make it seem like they knew what they were talking about by sucking up to how Marvel eventually created a method of taking characters from the comics and translating them. I think that Warner Brothers' way of doing it is also viable, and it's a method that I think Kevin Feige might be trying to utilize. But at the same time, this is where having someone like James Gunn is really, really beneficial, because James Gunn is someone who actually did grow up reading comics. You can tell.
I used to follow him when he was a nobody, back when he had done Scooby-Doo movies.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a blog. And I've told people about it because he said some fucked up shit on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he was funny. And I liked the Scooby-Doo movie.
I think James Gunn has done a lot of research and over the years. He was born to do what he's doing now. Versus, say, Kevin Feige, who understands certain things, but I don't think he was as big of a comic book fan as he tries to put out there. And there's nothing really wrong with that. You know, it's just it's your method more than anything else. You can definitely tell that Kevin Feige enjoys having the power to do what he wants. Okay? But in amassing so much power, he's completely separated himself from what made the MCU so successful compared to all the previous attempts with the Marvel films, whether you're talking the Fox formula or even Sony's way of doing things. And that's because he did what has now become what I like to call the Disney disc, the Disney creative disc. For all of their talk about being all about the creatives, the true creatives in a lot of their major IPs are people who have been basically pushed out and or ignored.
Yeah.
Whether you're talking Star Wars, Pixar, or Marvel.
See, that's the one thing that worries me, right? Because, you know, we've all heard it for years. Oh, yeah, I'm such a fan of this and this and this and that and that and that and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, when the final product comes out, it's essentially shit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that about James Gunn, but, you know, I become very leery, you know, of even James Gunn doing this, right?
Yes.
Being in charge
Yes.
of, you know,
Yes.
the whole Superman franchise, right?
Uh-huh.
And I, you know, and rightfully so, because I mean, when we've been force fed all this swill that has come out for, like, you know, let's just say for over a decade now, you know, in some spots here and there, right? You know, yeah, trailers are one thing, you know, because you can make a crappy movie look good with a good teaser trailer or even just a trailer, right? You know, because anybody can take the best parts of a movie and make a trailer and make it look good, you know, and so where the end results ends up being complete and utter crap. And I, you know, I'm expecting that, which is pretty sad for me to be in that kind of frame of mind, to expect that, okay, yeah, the trailer looks good, that's great and all, but
well, you're trying to protect yourself. Look,
well,
as
yeah,
fans, you can only take disappointment
so many times,
outright just being stabbed in the back as a fan so many times.
You know,
so
fool me once, shame on me, you know, or shame on you. Yeah,
that's where we are, because look, it did not take the MCU that long to completely trash what they had. And at this point, we have reached a point, and again, I'm going to continue to hammer this home. We have reached a point with the sheer number of movies that whatever positive there was with the MCU, you now have to admit that we've reached a halfway point.
Yep.
There are the number of films, starting with Iron Man, all the way to Endgame. That's pretty much a long, almost unbroken streak of hits.
Yep.
We have now reached a point in Marvel films where now the number of failures they had equals that long streak of hits they had the first time around.
I know. It's weird. It's so
That has to be hammered home. Okay, so no more of this, well, Marvel did da-da-da-da-da. You can't say that anymore. It is now 50% less of what it ever was. And depending on what happens next is going to determine the legacy of all of this work that they have done. And I know that is a bad way to put it, but that is the truth of the matter.
Exactly. Excuse me. No, it's
So,
true. You know?
And again, as I was getting around to saying, Warner Brothers, though, had an interesting way of doing things to the point where they were trying to adapt things that weren't necessarily superhero related, although it was related to DC Comics. And that is the thing that Marvel has yet to do. Marvel hasn't figured that out yet. DC, and a lot of you fans out there really need to understand this. DC was a freaking lifestyle for decades when it came to comics. Not just superhero comics. I mean comic books, period. They have a lot
Speaking
of
of
stuff.
comic books, I hate
Yeah.
to bring this around because we've got to end the show.
Oh, okay.
Chapter 6 has its title, the final chapter of the first book.
Okay.
You guys know what it means.
Yes.
Message received, clear.
I didn't
Loud
know
and
that.
clear. 5x5 is loud and clear. It's a scale from
Okay.
loudness and clearness.
Yep.
Oh,
so-
okay. I just know what a 2x4 is.
Right to the head.
That's the only number thing that I know that you guys have.
This
2x4
dream
and
is
4x4.
over.
Also 4x6. 5 open. It has nothing to do with carpentry. So we got
Oh, 2x4.
Rollins pulls up.
Unless
Detective
the victim is
tells
dead as a
him-
doornail.
because the cops, there are some of the cops in this story that most of them are good guys, but there's a handful that are bad guys. And one of them that's on the payroll tells him that there was a message left. And he walks over because the scene, I don't want to tell you how it ends, but he leaves a message for Rollins. John does. We see this scene is kind of creepy because this guy is the man in the shadows. You don't know who he is. And then we cut to John at the warehouse that they end up naming Vindicated Incorporated for the selling airsoft type stuff.
AKA the Batcave or what?
Yeah, the Batcave is underneath and on the bottom floor. And then, of course, the ghost comes back. He sees the ghost. And then he gets haunted by his dead wife.
So he has
And
the
he's-
kid haunting him and his dead wife?
Yeah, because chapter
Oh,
1,
boy.
first chapter, he deals with the fact that it was his text that caused
I
her to
know.
be distracted and get killed in an accident.
I just
So
feel
he-
bad for him because he already has that kid haunting him and now his wife too. Oh boy.
Yeah. And they're not real ghosts.
No, they're in his head. I know.
All in his head.
What? Spoilers.
So I like this drawing of him here. Because if you can't see it, that's the poster from Empire Strikes Back and Evil Dead on the wall. Because they're all nerds.
The one on top of that is one of my favorites with the water
Which
in
one?
the dark.
Ah. Okay.
Top left, top
This
right, top right.
Because
That
I
one right
echo the shot. Here we
Yeah.
see it. He's inside, the lights on. Then the next one, you
fucking
see the
love
lights off.
that.
And if you can't see, I'll open it real quick. That's him walking around the dock. he's going to walk off and go around the corner. He's fully armed.
That's good.
Dude, a question here.
Of what?
How much time did you invest in drawing that water?
Yeah, that's what I like to know.
1,000,000 hours.
I only drew it one time. And it was about an hour and a half by itself, inking it.
Wow.
Penciling it, 2 hours. Okay, it's 2 hours. About 2.5 hours tops.
Wow.
Just
Man,
for
that's
the one
too
panel.
fast.
I want to watch.
That's why I
That's
tell
doing
people
water
when I
like
work
that.
on these books, man, people get shitty with me. Like, why are you so far behind? Because I'm not working with anybody. It's just
Fuck
me.
them, Gary.
I'm writing, and this thing is exhausting, and I can only draw so many hours, and then I have to stop because of the nerve damage in my neck.
This book is a
Yeah.
fucking one-man show, so screw them. It
And
takes
it's
time.
probably, well, I said it's the last book I'm ever going to draw. I might do some pencils down the line and roughs. I like doing roughs, giving the general idea what I want, and then I'm going to have other artists work on these books because I can't do it anymore. I physically can't. I'm getting old, man. I'm old. I'm like Walter Brennan. Yeah, now dang it. So, but this, I really like how this book is working out, and yeah, it's happy water, happy villain.
Happy
That's a happy
Yeah.
doing happy notes stabbed into happily stabbed into a guy's chest. I mean, that's a hell of a way to leave somebody a note.
Happy water with happy waves and making it all pleasant and good to look at. Yeah.
Is it share screen? I'll share the screen one more time. Oh, I gotta turn off the lettering. I don't want you guys reading it. I don't mind you reading the note, but I don't want you reading the dialogue of this scene because it gives up too much of what's really going on. And the note he leaves Rollins, you ready for round 2? As we
I'm
move
glad you
towards-
showed me the full page, Gary, because damn, I'm curious. I'm a woman, so I'm glad.
There
you
is
let
a
me see
line
the
in there where he says, "Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to fuck you up."
I love that.
And because, as you find out in the story, they've met before, and it's not a happy relationship. It was
Nope.
very violent, and somebody died in their fight. And that's part of the story. Bob Ross makes everything happy. Even when he was a sergeant in the military, he was happily mean. I'll do one better for you, Bill. I'll do one better for you. This one's just for you, Bill. Let's see, where's it at? Where's it at? Is it in a different folder? It's in a
Maybe.
different folder, isn't it?
Probably.
Okay, where's Brian?
Don't know.
I don't know.
Should be in Maine.
It's not. It's usually near the top. It's not up there. Oh, that was worthless. All right, fuck it. Yeah, I love it when nothing pans out of something that wasn't happening. It did go badly.
Dude, I'm sitting here with my cat in my lap trying to get her to meow for Bill, and she's just looking at me like, what? Leave me
All right, I'm
be.
going to tell this story real quick before we go. So Mac and I were driving down the street one day, and we stopped at the turn that goes towards the bowling alley and the cable company. And I think we're going there to pay a bill, our internet bill. And we come to a stop in the turn lane, and we look to our right, and there's a woman there at the red light with us. And it's a young girl. I'd say she's about 19 to 22, anywhere in that area. And she has her fucking cat in her lap, and she's stroking it on the head while stopped at this light, and the cat looks at us. And we're looking at the cat. And then the girl turns and looks at us. And we look up from the cat to her, then back down to the cat. And then we just started fucking laughing.
What are you looking
She
at?
gave us
I'm
a-
just stroking my pussy.
Yeah, she gave us
Yeah,
a
right.
dirty look, and then when the light turned green, she revved up her little fucking Civic and drove off.
Because she knew exactly what you thought, you dirty bastards.
What?
That's hanging out with Mac, man.
I know.
Mac
I
and
know.
I-
I did. I've been there.
You know how funny we can get when we're together. This fucking idiotic
Especially when
shit.
there's beer involved. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So, and I told you, you know, because he's a whole completely different person when he drinks. We did that fake intervention with him. It's like, we like who you become when you drink. We want you to drink more and more often. All right, starting Monday, we are going to go back to doing the streams where we do slideshows for films and discuss the films while I draw. It's going to be interesting. But I've found that I actually can't, even though we do have some dead silent moments where we need Mephisto, I like doing that. And I love talking about films. And we're going to be talking about a little film. It's a sci-fi film from 1977. No, it is not Star Wars.
Oh.
Though I will point out that this movie was where they showed the Star Wars trailer for the first time in the theater. And it was the first Star Wars trailer that John Williams hadn't even completed the score yet. So they used incidental music from somewhere else.
Yeah, wasn't that Ride of the Valkyries?
I don't think so. They used something else, and I can't remember what it is.
Well, in what you've showed me, it's not Ride of the Valkyries, because that I would have recognized.
Yeah, it's not. It's more subtle, and it doesn't really say much of anything. And I'm trying to delete an overlay so I can add this. There we go. See if I can add it now. Because I've been talking while trying to upload. Doing two things at once. There we go.
Look at you,
We're going to be
multitasking. I'm
doing
so
Drink
proud.
and Draw with a Movie, Military Monday, Damnation Alley. A great bad movie.
It's not a bad movie.
Dun, dun,
It is
dun.
a great bad movie. It is a bad movie because of the editing. And I'm going to explain to you why George Papard was pissed and why one of the actors had his name taken out and his scenes were cut to almost nothing. And you know him, his name is Murray from Jaws, Keith. Murray, not Murray Head, Murray, he played the mayor.
Yeah, not Amsterdam, but Murray. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
jeez. I get
Bill.
Keith here.
He's
Wow,
from
this-
Dakota. He's from North Dakota, don't you know? Yeah, you betcha. Oh, jeez. No, it's Murray Hamilton. Murray Hamilton.
Yeah.
It pops. I love that. The deep drawer with the slow retrieval system. And Murray Hamilton's in it, barely. And but the vehicle, the Landmaster, that's a beast. And they did a neat trick in the film to make it look like there were two of them at the beginning. They even have one shot where both of them are in the vehicle, and I don't know how they pulled that off. Because optically, they're still behind the times with visual effects. So I don't know how they pulled off the second rig. Maybe it was a different vehicle dressed up to look like a towing trailers. Often this is painted black, so it's obscured in the dust. But they had a second vehicle there for that shot, and I don't know how they did that because they only had the money.
Though, right?
No, it was
Second
moving
one?
ass. Yeah, it was moving.
Oh,
And
okay.
they show one moving, and then they pan, and you see the other one up ahead of it. And in reality, if you're doing a convoy, you're not going to be very far apart. You want to stay within eye shot of each other.
Yeah.
And it's one of the stories I wrote, a short story. I explain what happens to this group when they hit a haboob hits them. which is a giant sandstorm. Somebody says, well, why don't you just say sandstorm? I said, because it's not a sandstorm. It's a fucking giant sandstorm. And instead of saying fucking giant sandstorm, there's one word. It's called haboob. Just because it's Middle Eastern doesn't make it bad, dumbass. And
Learn them some words.
We're learning
Yeah.
words.
Yeah, right.
It was like, where did you learn that? And I'm like, in the military.
Yeah.
We actually learn
Is that
stuff
what we call
there,
it
you
in the
know?
military?
Heaven forbid I expand my vocabulary.
And as a
Yeah.
patriotic veteran, I consider myself more patriotic than you because you didn't serve. So go fuck yourself on trying to correct my grammar, you filthy cocksucker.
Bless
But
their
anyway,
hearts.
so I wrote this story, and because of this haboob, they lose contact, visual and with their radio. And it's like they're getting on their FBCB2 and they can't talk to them. And then when the haboob passes, their entire convoy has been destroyed. Everybody is killed. They're the only survivor. And it's a Twilight Zone kind of story.
Mhm.
They were put into an alternate world. That's why they were disconnected. It was just a fun little sci-fi story I wrote for a grade. And I got an A on it. Yay. Yay me.
I just like the fact that I had the word boob in it.
I would fucking... what pissed me off about that movie also, because I'm going to talk about some of this stuff on Monday, but I got to tell you, I am so pissed that they PG'd the shit out of it. Also, due to the budget constraints, it was a $6 million movie back when that should have paid for something. Ended up being, I think, 8.5 million total at the end of it. But why they used footage from Guns of Navarone, I'll never know.
Because it was
They were
there.
There's a world of difference between ballistic missiles and a fucking V2 rocket.
Mhm. Look, the thing is it had a good cast, and it did what it needed to do at a time
Great
when Hollywood.
cast, yes.
At a
Strong
time when
cast.
Hollywood was still interested in adapting novels to film.
And by the way, Keith, your thoughts on killing the black guy halfway through the film?
Jeez.
Oh God.
He is actually, by the way, the best character in the story. He's the artist.
Keegan.
It's played by
Paul Winfield.
Paul Winfield, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of you young ones would know him from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, he played the captain of the Reliant. That's right.
Who ended up dying.
Killing himself.
Yes.
Turning his phaser on himself.
That was a better thing because he was trying to basically stop Khan.
Save them.
You know?
He's trying to stop Khan and save them. And he refused to kill Kirk and his crew. And so he turned the phaser on himself. And then, what's his name? Chekhov resists, collapses to the ground, and you see that gross-looking thing come out of the giant ear. That fucking insect that Khan raised as pets.
Of course, now doing current Trek.
Yeah, we don't even get there. But I would love to see a 3D model of that Landmaster. It really was. That thing functioned. And by the way, a man that I personally knew and Gerry was close friends with from Blade Zone. We love this guy, Gene Winfield. He's the one who built the spinners for Blade Runner. And Gene bought the Landmaster and had it for 20 years outside his garage there, his little studio garage. And finally, in 2024, he sold it to a collector before he died. I thought that was great. He found it. A collector found him and offered a deal that he probably couldn't turn down. It's probably a couple million.
Wow.
But I would love a 3D printed version of that, man. I love that vehicle. And it worked.
Yeah.
The wheels really worked and tumbled. It was pretty amazing. So, but that's it. We're going to, Shanatsky's here. Hey, Shanatsky.
Hey.
Yo, dude.
Hey.
Pleasure.
You'll never make a good stream, Gulliver.
And I said, hey.
I'm so excited. Did you see my pulse jump? I'm so excited. I can barely contain myself. I love you, Shinatsky. All right, guys, we're going to get the fuck out of here. Everybody have a great day today. And remember, we'll be back again Monday morning with Military Monday, but with Drink and Draw, too. It'll be a mixture. We're going to try this out because I think it'll work. Martin, I expect you to carry the shows while I draw.
And what? We are doomed.
Starting Monday, featuring Martina Costa Santana. All shows. That's Martin. Awesome. Smarty. Bye, guys. Everybody have a great weekend. And Martin the star on the rest of the shows from now on. It's just Martin.